play flashy. It's going to be textbook how you're supposed to play. I could just see something happening to where you don't want to get too cute defensively and let a guy get behind you, because all of a sudden a 14-0 game turns to a 14-7 game and we have a whole new ball game.
Yeah, and that's the main thing that you got to do right now. You got to remember is that, yes, you have a 2-score lead right now, but this game is not over. So key in on your keys. Sorry, lack of a better word. Key on what you're doing. Make sure you're focusing and tackle everything. Gang tackle. Make sure you get there to them.
This looks to be a nice return, nice tackle there. As
case in point,
Pearson was about to get out and get on the way with that one, but a nice tackle on the outside.
Got the crowd fired up too.
Schoner on the tackle. Yeah, do you get the crowd into it? I mean, with 14 points, I mean, especially the way the last game goes, I feel like I'd be on my feet already. But this crowd pretty energetic. It's one of the more packed crowds I've seen. GEHLEN brought over a huge contingency.
Yeah.
Over from Lamar's there, and not the farthest drive. And they're excited about their team this year, and why wouldn't you be? Two talented guys in the backfield, one pitching to the other right now as Pearson takes to the outside. It's a nice tackle by Hinton to limit the gain to only 4.
Jackson Kunkel on the tackle there.
Good tackle by Kunkel.
State wrestler last year. So that's kind of a thing that I've noticed too. A lot of the people who wrestle end up being pretty good linebackers.
There you go. And then Kunkel's trucking it were our keys to the game, our starting lineups, excuse me. And in that starting lineup, making the tackle, a lot of Blackhawk defenders so far. This one will be a keeper, and McCarty will be tackled after a minimal gain. Ball came out late, I believe, but it is down. It'll bring up 3rd down in about 4 for the Jays. It's kind of the part of the game, especially where both offenses aren't going to score immediately, to where you definitely need to keep extending drives for GEHLEN, because you don't know how many times you're going to be able to possess the football again.
So with GEHLEN still, you can run your main offense, between your quarterback, running back. You don't want to get into a passing game right now. They haven't had a ton of success with it. Good stop there on 3rd down.
This tackle on the outside, it might have prevented a 1st down. Great tackle on the outside there by Brogan Lake.
Brogan Lake again.
I'm telling you, he has a chance to win all the hardware. He's taking everything.
Right now, he's got my vote, I'll say that.
He said first game senior season, leaving no doubt. But we'll see how he's still got a lot of time left, 18 minutes left to go in this contest.
Now, you would think conventionally there might be a punt coming here. There's only a couple of yards here. Here comes the players. But you got to be careful, because like I said, the punter is their quarterback, who is a pretty good athlete.
And it is only about a yard, as they might get a flag before they do. We'll get a flag now, and I definitely think a punt is coming after the delay of game. It'll back them up 5 yards, so instead of 4th and 1, it'll be 4th and 6. Giving a little bit more room, but, I mean, that's more time for your guys to get blocks. And McCarty is good enough to where if he sees the seam, he could take it.
Absolutely. And that's kind of why you got Anderson staying right where he's at, because if for some reason he would decide he's going to run, he's going to shoot up there to go get him.
And he will punt. A nice end-over-end punt. Will drop and take a bounce back and land just inside the 50-yard line on the Jays side of the field. 51 yards for the drive for Hinton to get to pay dirt.
Now here's what to pay attention for on the once again, the Blackhawks side.
You're excited for tomorrow, I can tell.
Well, I keep wanting to say the Blackhawks, and then that comes out, so apologize once again. Basically to watch here is, let's see if they're going to open up the offense a little bit, try to get another scorer on the board, and try to put this game a little out of reach.
See here offensively, Anderson has 3 receivers out to the left. It'll be a quarterback draw. Anderson up the middle, hurdles the defender, Need to hold on to that football because they're going for the strip every time are the Jays. Tackled on there by Drake Hodgkinson.
Great tackle there. Wrapped up and tried to go for the ball. So ball security is going to be key here in this last half, the second half here. So
definitely, we already saw a fumble by Anderson trying to get a little bit more yards on a previous play. As sets up 2nd down and 6 for the Blackhawks after the gain of 4 by Anderson. This one will be a handoff, and falling forward, that's been a big key for both these teams, is getting hit initially at the line of scrimmage, but falling forward for those additional yards. It turns what would have been a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 to a 3rd and 3, 3rd and maybe 4. It opens up a lot in the playbook, and those extra efforts add to a happy offensive coordinator and different plays you're able to open up and keep in mind in the playbook, because now a 3rd and 3, you can definitely think about still going for it on 4th down.
Absolutely. A couple extra yards here and there. That results in a 1st down.
Just want a fake boot out, taken in well, still on his feet, and will be tackled as they tried to boot out with Anderson, and that one sniffed out nicely by the Jays defense, and it'll send out the punting unit for the Blackhawks. So,
and Anderson's not a small guy, by the way, so that's good to wrap him up like that. That's a great tackle.
Good job defensively by the Jays after they stalled on their opening drive to stop Hinton from doing any damage and furthering their lead. Still 14-0. 4:20 left to go in the 3rd quarter. This snap good. Punt is on the way, and a nice line drive punt. Taken right away by Pearson. He's got room to run. Bounces outside. Pearson still got room and is knocked out of bounds with a nice hit. Will be out of bounds around the 31-yard line. So a good return by Pearson, about 15 yards. And he'll set up GEHLEN in a almost must-need-to-score situation with 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, finding themselves down 14-0.
Especially the way your offense runs. You're running the ball a lot. You got to probably put some points on the board, whether it's at a bare minimum a field goal. You have to get something on the scoreboard here. It doesn't mean you're out of it, but you're getting close at that point.
McCarty sets up in shotgun formation with Pearson behind him. It will be a handoff. And Pearson squirting free and a man to beat, and a nice saving tackle there by Anderson, but if not, with Pearson's speed, it could have been a house call.
Yeah, and great run up the middle there on 1st down. To the Blackhawks credit, or the Blackhawks there, you kind of got to play a little bit better defense on 1st down. Once again, like we said, the game is not over, so you can't just let them go straight down the field here and score.
Yeah, first point of contact in the whole first half seemed to be about at a 2-3 yard cushion there. Pearson saw his first line of contact when he ran into Anderson about 10 yards downfield. Now a pass, the first completion, and now tackled nicely.
Great
That's
tackle.
A great play. Open field there. It's a good open field tackle by Carver DeGroat, as he tackled Wyatt Coots on the outside as they try to set up a little screen to the outside. Good tackle there by DeGroat. And that could have been a nice little gain with just the corner and then the safety coming over. Trying to still, again, after the nice run play up the middle, trying to spread the defense out a little bit so they can keep running the ball.
Kind of in their splits, but to that point, like I said, just watch the holes. You know where the linemen are going. That's where the play is going to go.
Now going for a deep shot, has a man downfield, and that is be overthrown. Good ball by McCarty, just a little too deep.
That's a great defensively there by, I believe, Mark Gant was the other one over there. Yep, Mark Gant. Great job defensively, just running with the guy, not getting your hands on him, just staying in front of him, so he's not catching that ball.
All right, you run stride for stride with a guy, even if the ball is underthrown or overthrown. If you're right next to him in your hip pocket, turn around to look for the ball and aren't handsy. The ref really can't throw a flag. You're in good legal guarding position. Good job there by Hinton. Play clock down to 6 seconds. They're going to need to get the ball snapped quickly here. They might get another penalty. Line up nicely, and that one barely off before the clock hit 0, and Pearson able to get the handoff and
Brogan Lake on the tackle once again.
square it forward for about 4 or 5 yards, and a name we've heard oh so often in this game. Brogan Lake makes another tackle.
Sorry to the folks at home. This is will sound like a broken record, but I mean, you got to give the kid credit where credit's due.
He's been all around the football, whether it be offensively or defensively, and kind of a big centerpiece for this senior class coming back. They have a lot of other good seniors coming back as well. Jacob Bishop, obviously Anderson, Binabus now being a senior. It's a big senior class that this team is motivated. We'll have to pass here on 4th down. That one might be short of the sticks. I don't know. He might have got it, though. One official is really close. It might come down to a measurement here. They needed 7 yards. I think they got 7 on the dot. It depends on the spot.
Yeah, that looked very, very close. It looks like they're going to think about giving it here, but maybe they might want to do a measurement.
And I think they will call for a measurement, as they will. And with just 2 minutes left to go, we'll keep it here. I don't want you guys to miss at home the possible spot for the measurement here. And I mean, so far,
kind of looked like he got pretty close to that line. I thought he was there, but we'll see what they say. Sticks don't lie.
Let's see here as they line it down. One official has it. It's going to be very close. I tell you, from our view up here, I'll stretch the stick out, and he got it by a full football.
Yeah, I was going to say that was a pretty good spot too, because that's about right where he caught the ball and gave him forward progress.
So good tackle by Hinton, but not enough to get the ball turned over on downs, and extending the drive will be GEHLEN Catholic in a now nearing the 4th quarter, last quarter of play here. Almost do or die time to score, as they are across midfield for the 3rd time today. Can they get points out of this one? McCarty with Pearson in the backfield. 4 receivers to each side. This one will be a handoff. Nearly tackled to the backfield, spinning off and gaining a yard is Pearson. Nice run there.
Great cleanup tackle there as well. Might have got away with a little bit of a hole, but like I said, if they don't call it, didn't happen.
They only show up in film on Monday or Tuesday, and don't worry, your coach will find every holding call you've ever had. So.
Oh, I remember that. Try having your dad be your coach.
Oh, I bet. And learning. It's a good learning tool, but I feel like after a game where I felt like I had no holds and had a clean game, you go back and watch film, like, man, that might have been one of the worst of my life. Pearson handoff again, and that one trying to strip the ball out, did the Blackhawks, and gets to about the line of scrimmage, maybe gained a half yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9, and 8.
And that's just a staple of the Blackhawk defense. Gang tackle, get to the ball, one person hold them up, and the rest come over and just finish. We've
done a multitude of games, especially a lot last year. A game last year came down to a strip sack for them to win. So this defense has been kind of their backbone of the last couple of years. Coach Gadrian Hardison didn't want to change that and hasn't done any changes to it. It's been their bread and butter. In a game like this, you're going to have to. This time they're going to try to go into double coverage. That was a nice.
There's some great defense there, but that was almost a Travis Hunter-esque catch there.
That catch last night was incredible. Just over the hands of Dylan Packus. It falls incomplete. Good coverage there by the Blackhawk defense as that one falls incomplete. Travis Hunter catch was unbelievable. Falling out of bounds, stretching behind the defender, making the catch. What a good game, though. I mean, North Dakota State gave them everything they could get. Don't want to talk about the rival too much, but we proud sponsor by South Dakota State as well. They're going to match up well this year. I think both teams are going to be incredibly good. Rolling out is McCarty, and that one falls incomplete as well on 4th down, and a flag comes in late. We'll see.
I wonder.
Oh, that's on offensively or defensively, and I believe it'll be a legal man downfield, and that will be declined easily for the Blackhawks, and it'll turn them over on downs again. That's another time where had a guy open and just out of the outstretched arms of your receiver. And as the clock ticks, once the ball is snapped here, we'll be going into the fourth quarter, and you find yourself down 14 now. To normal teams that don't play a strong defensive game and rely on the run game and methodically moving down the field, 14 points isn't a lot. 14 points for either of these two teams being down is a huge mountain to climb.
Yep.
We'll see. Jays are going to be ready for it, have to be ready for it if they want to get in the win column to start their 2024 season. Last snap before the break of our final quarter here on Metro Sports. And maybe we won't get to a snap. It'll be a timeout or a flag on delay game, so we'll move them back 5 yards.
Well, you know, coming off of a turnover there, that's not really the first thing you want to do is have a delay of the game. You need to be ready to go and be paying attention, you know. So, like I said, you're still only up 14-0. I know it's 2 scores, but the game is not over yet.
Yeah, you're not coasting at all by any means, and both these teams really familiar with each other. We'll see there as that run will close out the third quarter. Coming back on the opening part of the fourth. Hinton up 14, 2nd and 14 to go. We'll take a quick break here on Metro Sports. Don't go anywhere. We've got an exciting fourth quarter here to come.
Perfect ring is for Allie from Zach. They married without a diamond ring right before Zach went to serve his country. And now he's back. Jake and Sarah successfully pitched a big client together over a year ago. They got along very well. So well, in fact, Jake's about to pitch Sarah a proposal. Every diamond tells a story, but there's no story like yours. And there's no diamond like a Greenberg's diamond. Greenberg's Jewelers, a cut above the rest.
Back here on Metro Sports Television, thank you for following on Twitter and on our YouTube channel, as well as on Siouxland Proud. Make sure that after the game, you go on to KCAU at 10 o'clock. Anthony Mitchell will have all the highlights of this game, the game that's going on in Spirit Lake. Algona Spirit Lake, a very good game going on there as well. So we have a good one on our hands here, too. 2 touchdowns scored in the second and third quarter. One fade to the corner to Leary, and then a touchdown run of 19 yards by Brogan Lake, who might be taking home some hardware. And we'll look at both of them on the great shots replay here. This one, the run by Brogan Lake up the middle, scoring, refusing to go down, and then they throw to the corner of the end zone is our other one. That would have been the first touchdown of the game, and we thought they were going to run it all the way down, and Anderson steps back and throws a nice fade ball to the corner of the end zone. You know, I would too with a 6'5" receiver like Kyle Leary, but we'll see how they shake out the fourth quarter here as Anderson gets the ball. Will roll out to his right, and a missed block there on the outside. That's a great tackle.
Great tackle
By the Jays there, made by Landon Knight.
Well, you got 3rd and long here. So, like I said, once again, game is not in hand yet, but what I would do if I was hitting here is you're probably going to come out and spread. Maybe you can run and give, you know, Anderson the option. If no one's open, take off.
See here with especially a longer, it's the 3rd down and set up about 16. Handoff will be up the middle and just trying to gain some yards back. For the punting situation will be the Blackhawks. That'll bring up a 4th down and long, and Hinton is set up to punt. So Gehlen will get the ball back. Good stop there after the tackle for loss on 2nd down.
Maybe a little shift in strategy in the fourth quarter. Want to try to burn that clock down as far as you possibly can at this point. Make sure that they don't get the ball back.
Good punt here, too. Could pin Gehlen all the way in the back inside there. It looks like a player is down for the Blackhawks, so we'll take a quick break and hope that he gets up and is okay. With 11:01 left to go in this game, the Hinton Blackhawks are up 14-0.
When the leaves start to turn, that means summer's over. So head to Baumgars now for your pre-winter needs. In one stop, you'll find leaf rakes and winterizing fertilizers for your lawn, plus batteries and antifreeze for your car, weather strip, caulk, and pest control for your home, and warmer clothing for you. There's shelter for your pets and heaters, including electric, propane, and kerosene to keep you warm. From the Midwest to the Rockies, Baumgars is your fall weatherization headquarters. When the leaves start to turn, that means summer's
happens in Siouxland every day.
KCAU 9 News cuts through the noise every day to bring what's happening around your community into focus.
Amplifying what matters in Siouxland.
Your time is valuable.
So when this happens, and this happens,
and this, count on KCAU 9 News to bring you what matters.
KCAU 9 News. We are Siouxland proud.
Banking isn't just about financial products. It's about service and what we can do for you. Those personal touches are at the core of who we are at Central Bank. Decisions are made locally by people who get to know you. And while a lot has changed since 1877, we're still committed to our customers and to being the best bank in every community we serve. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Back here on Metro Sports Television, we diverted the camera a little bit, and now we're back online. Chill's attending to the injured Blackhawk. Is tell you what, if you want to switch over to the other game, Algona had a 21-7 lead. Spirit Lake just came back to tie it. Make sure you go over there. An exciting contest. 21 knotted up at all as they look to take care, and that might be
Brogan Lake.
Brogan Lake. Now we've talked about the whole broadcast.
Yeah, it looks like he's got maybe a little cramp, which kind of happens this time of year, you know. Just go get some fluids in him. Looks like he's walking off. A little ginger, but doesn't look like it's anything too terribly serious.
Especially a guy that's made a lot of plays for you. Want to hope that it's nothing too major, as he's been a linchpin for your offense and your defense the entire game. We get set to go here. Hinton will punt with 10:50 left to go in the contest. Snap is high, kick is on the way, and a lot better punt than last one, but this one right on the way to Pearson. Pearson dancing up the sideline. They'll be knocked out of balance right around the 50-yard line, and it'll be good starting field position for the Jays. Can they mount anything? 10:45 left to go. You need to get a score here quick. You've already been proven after the first score of the second half that you can stop this Hinton team on offense. Now you just got to put the drive together yourself. And they'll do so. It looks like they are going to mark him a little bit farther back, so they'll start about the 46-yard line. Trailing by 2 touchdowns. What can the Jays do?
Well, we'll see if they'll come out throwing the ball a little bit more here. I'm probably still going to think they're going to lean on that running game a little bit. They're pretty close here, going across 50.
Do the option pass to the outside, and that's a play that's worked for them before. They did have 4 receivers out in that one, so I figured something to the outside would work as they kick that one out to Pearson, and hopefully he gets up okay. I can't see who
he got another cramp going on here too, which tends to happen in these earlier games. You know, they haven't been really playing full speed. I mean, they've been going hard in practice and they've had the scrimmages, but they still just don't have the game experience yet. So that takes a couple weeks to, knock off the rust, like you talked about earlier on the keys to the game. That might be kind of what's going on here. It looks like the second time we've seen somebody with a cramp.
It looks like the injured player's Dylan Pockets. Hopefully he gets up, and it's just a cramp. Looks like they're working out one of his legs there. It's a common occurrence, especially because practice you can simulate only so much, and especially in a full game, you're going at each other for a full 2 hours. You get a little break there at halftime, but I mean, you're going full speed. Your body hasn't been through that, and except for like maybe the first week of open practice. And although tonight a very nice night for football,
gorgeous,
it does get a lot hotter usually at the beginning of the season, and kind of obviously cools off with this nice Iowa weather in the fall. But, I mean, something that you definitely have to keep your eye on, especially if a game like next week would be in the upper 90s. You know, make sure you're hydrated and good to go, get your fluids in you, not just on game day, but throughout the week, and make sure you're good to go. As, you know, we do up in the booth. I've been making sure I've been drinking my water today.
Well, that's the main thing. We don't want to cramp up here in the, well, at least not in the jaw when we're trying to talk. That might not work out very well.
Right. Although I know some people at home would be like, all right, if that guy didn't say another word the rest of the stream, we'd be okay. But that's not why we're here. That's not why you're watching. You're watching for good content here between Hinton and GEHLEN as we are set to go after the injury timeout. GEHLEN will come back onto the field. 10:34 left to go in this contest. A trail 14-0. Look to get something started here as it'll be out of the hands of McCarty or through the ground with Pearson. That's another 4 receivers out with McCarty and Pearson in the backfield. And it looks like it will be a pass. McCarty has a man with a little bit of a step. That one in and out of the hands. A good ball. And a flag will be thrown in. Late. I thought that was really good coverage.
I don't know about that call. You know, not trying to show the homer side here, but that was kind of questionable.
Less by chance. I don't think they're calling offense. I don't think it was interference by either side. I think it was just a ball. Receiver got inside position, went up to make the catch, and just the ball fell out of his hands. And there is also a flag in the backfield, so maybe offsetting.
Well, we got pass interference. That's decline. Oh,
and
roughing the
passer will be called and tacked on. So 15-yard penalty, and that's one of the first mistakes we've seen for Hinton since the early part of the first half, where they get a penalty that extends a drive. They had 2 personal fouls, one by Bishop, who was just blocking extra on offense, and then that one right there. It extends a drive, which would have looks like it had been extended with a pass interference.
Yeah, then like we were talking about earlier, that's something you can't be doing this late in the game. Just you got to play your keys and make sure that you're tackling people and not doing anything silly.
And now McCarty rolls out and gets popped in the face, but is able to deliver a dart over the middle of the field to Brant Clean, and that's a first down for the Jays. Well, it looks like where they marked it, it's a first down for them, and it'll be 2nd and a half inch. I don't know if they want to give them the first down or not. That looks like they're going to measure. So 10 minutes left to go in this one. I think they're going to call for a measurement because it looks close on our side. And on the far side where they have the down marker, they marked it a 2nd and a sliver. So we'll see if the officials have to get the index card out or not and measure for that. But in the meantime, we'll take a quick break and be back with the conclusion. 10 minutes left to go here on Metro Sports Television.
Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Kunkel Trucking. Kunkel Trucking is a locally owned livestock hauling company. If you need livestock transported or would love to drive for them, give Chad a call at Kunkel Trucking, 712-251-5615.
Back here on Metro Sports Television, they did do the measurement, and it is a first down. And I think, honestly, even if it was a 4th down, I think the way that it's going right now, GEHLEN can't punt. I think they go, yeah, Jimmy crack corn, I don't care. We're going for it on 4th down anyways. And they get rewarded the first down regardless, and they will start 1st down and 10 inside the 25-yard line. They need points in a hurry, and they need that clock to be their friend. McCarty, 4 receivers wide with Pearson in the backfield. It'll be a fake. McCarty keeps it himself up the middle, has some room, still on his feet, and falls forward for a nice gain.
Good runoff tackle there. Defense a little sloppy at the moment. But this is also something where this is going to be good learning experience for the Blackhawks too. Number one, because you don't have your leading tackler out there at the moment. He went out with a cramp there, so he's getting a little bit of a break. it's coming to that point where you need to step up and get your stop. This is where you learn what you're made of early on in the season.
Look to see on the far sideline here is this one. It'll be a handoff. Pearson with some room to the outside.
There's the
Pearson.
hold. There it is. There's the flag.
And they get all the way to the 5. Pearson got hit hard out of bounds. Good to see him get back up. It's a good run to the outside, but it'll be nullified, looks like, by a holding call, and it will move back. It's a lot of space, especially if that's not called. You give Pearson that much room, it's almost a house call every time. He's got a lot of speed. He's a very shifty back. But that time, guilty of a little bit of a jersey tug, so they will move him back. It'll be 2nd down and 11. They'll set up. They're still at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, usually when you tackle somebody, you're going to get called there. You know, they let things go a little bit more, especially in, you know, these high school games, because they know everybody's not perfect, but you can't tackle somebody.
And at the end there, too, after you're done with the tackle, you let your hands off, and almost a telltale sign that you did something. That one, handoff. Pearson evades 2 tacklers out to the outside. Pearson got some speed. And a nice chase down tackle there by the Blackhawks to save a 1st down. It'll be 3rd down and 1, but a good run there by Pearson of about 10 yards.
Yeah, great job there running, breaking 2 tackles, getting to the outside, and still getting themselves into a manageable 3rd down here.
Good to see Lake back into the ball game as he was in there on that last stop, and just a quick cramp, and he's not going to let the next 8 minutes of this ball game
pretty tough
go
kid.
by with him on the bench. Absolutely. A big 3rd down here as they marked him out of bounds just shy of the 15-yard line. Handoff to Pearson again. He'll stumble forward and looks to be right at the sticks.
But I think he might have got it, depending on based off that spot. I know we have trouble seeing those sticks clear across the field, but
that far official looks like he gave him the 1st down, and hopefully as they
not another
offensive lineman, a little bit of an injury there.
Might have rolled his ankle or something, or well, just came out of his shoe.
Okay, that's good.
Good.
I saw the ankle move a little slight too, and I was afraid, especially with those linemen, and he got spatted sometimes. It's very difficult, but they are going to mark him short. They're going to say 4th down and about an inch. And so here a big 4th down stop for Hinton if they can get it. 4th and an inch.
Well, last time they got 4th and inch like this, they just ran it straight up the middle, so you better be expecting it.
McCarty under center, will
there
QB sneak, and he dives forward.
Oh, I don't know.
Official runs in. It looks like the same spot that he was just at.
He's not going to get it if that's the case.
No video replay here in Iowa high school.
But the way they're marking it,
it's going to be close. They're going to almost need to have a measurement. I don't think you can justify with where they put it down if it's short or not. They will have to measure.
You got Hinton pointing the other way here.
Hinton thinks they stopped him. It'd be a huge stop if they did. And they will probably measure.
Yep.
They will. That ball is so close, Seth. I don't know. And it's so far away from our booth to where I can't tell either side.
But I can tell you that looks shorter than the first time where it was spotted at, so I don't know.
When he ran in, the far official, he did not move forward on the grain at all. It's going to be really close here as they set the chains down, Hinton, and they stopped him.
Now that right there is basically what you want to see on defense. Like I said, great learning experience right there for your kids, too.
A great stop there on defense. I tell you what, that might be – we might not do a hard hat player of the game. That might be a hard hat play of the game. And that right there could have done it. Modern Builders, hard hat play of the game. Definitely a late addition as we've had a lot of guys make plays on defense. None bigger than that. They stopped Gehlen's promising drive with 7:12 to go and have a 14-point lead. And now it's time to burn some clock. Anderson does have 4 receivers, 3 out to the right. Will hand this ball off. It'll be a run forward for Hinton. And it looks like bleeding clock is going to be the strategy. And now if you're coach on the other side of the football, you have 3 timeouts left. You almost wanted to save them for your next time you had the football, but you can't.
There's a chance that they might not get the football back if Hinton get a couple first downs here. So I do understand to your point what you're getting at, but at the same time, you got to be careful.
That clock is chewing up time right now, and usually a friend to both of these teams as they want to play that ground and pound game, but when you find yourself behind the sticks and behind on the scoreboard, it's not a fan. That one nearly intercepted. That one over the middle. Pass nearly intercepted, but in and out of the hands. And there is a flag down, I believe, on the far sideline. So the clock will stop. Will they talk it over? At least on our sideline, there's a flag. I saw the official point over, and it looks like a flag on Hinton. So a couple sloppier plays second half.
Yeah, it's based off of just kind of what we're seeing here tonight. Hinton still has some rust to knock off. Of course, Gehlen does. Everybody does. But some costly penalties here, just a little sloppy football play. They'll get that tuned up here this next week and be ready for the next game, which is Western Christian coming to town.
That's a good Western Christian team as well. We'll see how they fare in next week's matchup, but they still got 6:25, and like you and I talked about, Seth, this game is far from over.
Yes, it's not over yet.
Gehlen all 3 timeouts and a 3rd and 8 coming up here for the Blackhawks. This one will be a rollout with Anderson. Will he keep it or run it? And he
launches it wide open.
Leary makes the catch, tiptoeing on the sideline. What a catch by Leary.
Great catch, great. Oh, we got a flag in the backfield, though. Looks like we might have a couple of holds.
A great catch by Leary. Might be nullified by some flags. And the officials will talk it over.
Yeah, when there's that many that close to the line of scrimmage, there's typically going to be either an illegal man downfield or there's going to be a holding.
We'll see what the officials want to do when they talk it over, and we'll get the call for you here, as it looks like a legal man downfield on the offense.
Oh, it might be a legal forward pass, actually, is probably what they had there with the swipe behind the back. That's typically what that signifies. So right now here on first down, or they still got it down, back on 3rd down. It's still 3rd and 10, or, well, they declined it now. Now it's at 4th, so they're going to punt it away. Once again, that nullified, there's a lot of penalties I've been seeing here lately. It's just been getting nullifying, big plays that Hinton's been having here, especially with that play right there. That could have been the backbreaker, excuse me.
Great play now, a late substitution getting into the ball game, and a great pass, great catch on the outside, just obviously nullified by that penalty. They will rush the kick. This one off and away. Pearson backpedaling, and it'll go over his head. That's a huge punt for the Blackhawks. He punted it from about the 5, and it's going to roll all the way to the 30-yard line. A punt that took about a year, it seemed like, in the air, and then Pearson just saw it go over his head, let it roll, and that rolled about another 10 to 15 yards. Took a little bit of time off the clock, and now really puts Gehlen in a hole. They do still have all 3 timeouts. They need a really quick score, and then at the way this game's going with how long a team can hold for a possession, I would assume an onside kick is coming after that.
Yeah, that's what you're going to plan for right now if you are Hinton. The main thing is don't let them score here, and then that doesn't matter.
Yeah. We'll see what Gehlen has in store. They had a promising drive just recently and stalled it out on 4th down as they got close to the red zone. But a good stop by the Blackhawk defense. McCarty in the backfield looks to pass and got a little extra jump there, and it'll be a false start. I've seen later in this game, you talked a little bit about the rivalry. I think it's still pretty heated. I've seen some
little chippy.
Some extra hits later on with some DBs, and then right there, that's the guy I don't want to get into any sort of street fight or anything with, but Jacob Bishop getting a hit later on after the play, but they will call the false start on the offense, so it'll back them up.
And as a defensive lineman right now, especially if you're a defensive end, they're going to pass the ball. So it's pretty clear, pin your ears back and get in there and get after him.
This is a pass. McCarty over the middle. That one nearly intercepted. Leary had his hands on it. It falls out of the grasp and off to the turf harmlessly. That does stop the clock. That's not kind of a good thing, I guess, for Galen. Obviously, you want to complete passes and move the sticks, but any incompletion will stop the clock and give you basically an extra timeout. But you need to move the sticks for it to even matter. So we'll come up to a 2nd down and 15 after the incompletion. 6 minutes and 1 second left to go in the 4th quarter here. Hinton leads 14-0. McCarty step back to pass. This one will be a bubble screen over to Pearson. Makes a man miss.
Great
shifts
move
to the outside. He is a good shifty back. Can catch out of the backfield. Can run hard, and kind of do it all. He's kind of their version of, I don't want to compare him too much to an NFL star, but he's a Christian McCaffrey kind of build.
Yes, that would be what I would take him for too. He can run the ball in the backfield. He's going to catch passes out of the backfield too. Just, another weapon for the quarterback to throw to.
And going to be a great weapon, someone that they'll need to key in on going into conference play. As McCarty again step back to pass. And now, time left. And a lineman will grab it. And still on his feet. Spin move. Oh!
First down. There's a play you don't see very often.
And it turned a sack into a first down. A beautiful spin move. I tell you what, he grabbed the controls. He's been playing some college football. He's been playing some EA college football with that spin move and turned what would have been a big sack and a huge play for the Blackhawk defense for a first down for Galen. I couldn't quite see who made the catch. I believe it might have been the center.
It looked like that.
And a guy just making plays. McCarty this
go.
time will not get rid of the football. He's sacked in the backfield.
The host, and there's
another flag on that
but
after
that
the
one
play.
Might be on Galen there.
It looked like after the play. I don't know if anything was said. Obviously, you can't hear anything in the booth, but that flag came in late. Almost looked like during celebration. They looked like they're going to mark it off.
March that off on the Blackhawks again.
And it is after the play and unsportsmanlike.
I think that's the second time that Bishop has done that too. So he's got to be careful there. If he gets that reputation with these refs, a lot of them work the same games. He's going to get called for that.
Not too happy are the Hinton fans here, and I didn't exactly see what happened. I didn't see what happened on the other one as well, but they'll move the clock, and they want to talk it over with their defense. Hinton starting to feel a little bit of the pressure that this Galen crowd's rolling. They had a great play, great sack, and then all of a sudden gets nullified with a penalty, and we have 5:18 left to go in this 4th quarter. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the conclusion here on Metro Sports Television.
Up to your neck and trying to swim through confusing insurance policy choices? Well, before you drown in coverage you don't need, contact Allstate agent Ryan Stussy. Ryan will help you assess your immediate and also long-term needs so you can clearly choose options catered to your home, personal property, or financial future. Contact Ryan and review your coverage today. 605-377-6776. Don't drown in coverage that you don't need. Stay afloat with Allstate agent Ryan Stussy. 605-377-6776.
You don't just play, you game. United Sports Academy at CNOS Fieldhouse has every field for every player. 20,000 square feet of turf, 3 batting cages, volleyball courts, basketball courts, pickleball, and more. If you got game, you got to get to United Sports Academy. Challenge yourself and sign up for programs, teams, or even rent the facility. Lessons, sports clinics, and training for every athlete. Get your game on at United Sports Academy. Online at usportsacad.com.
Back here on Metro Sports, 5:18 left to go in the contest. This game brought to you by CF Industries. Start your new career at CF Industries, proud partner of Metro Sports Television. Stick with us for our Baumgars postgame show and our Modern Builders hard play of the game and our Wall of Fame player of the game. That one floated up over the middle and a nice catch. And flag comes in.
I at this point, I get it. I'm from Hinton. I'm kind of a homer, but I don't understand what. I got a feeling that's going to be pass interference on Anderson. I don't know why, because the guy had the ball. He came in at the right at the same time.
I was going to say, good play and breakup by Anderson, and flag comes in, and it wouldn't be a hit on a defenseless receiver. It wouldn't be anything like that.
No, that's what I'm confused about here, but.
So we'll see. I know, obviously.
Yeah, it looks like they didn't. They either declined it or something.
They did decline it. They called pass interference, which you guys can judge at home. We'll get going here. And McCarty gets the handoff, will drop back, rushes forward, still on his feet, and it'll get taken down for a minimal gain there. Seem to be black on our screen, so we'll get that back up for you guys.
Apologize to our viewers watching at home. You can listen to us for now. We'll try to give you as much detail as we can while we're experiencing the technical difficulties.
GEHLEN in the white
fumble
pants. That one trying to
pass.
throw forward.
That's a backward pass. Go get the ball. Grab the ball and run. That's a I don't know.
That far official called it incomplete, and coach is on the Hinton sideline and beside themselves.
I would be very hot by that because that came backwards.
They had Pearson out of the backfield. He ran a little bit of a bubble, but was so far behind the line of scrimmage and behind McCarty that he had to try to throw it almost in laterally, but he went behind from our angle. It was very close, but the official not being only being on the line of scrimmage and not where the lateral occurred, had the motion that it went forward.
Well, we got third down here and short, though. That's the main thing. Let's see if we can't get ourselves a stop.
That one will be tackled forward, but it'll gain only 2 yards, so it'll bring up a big fourth down, 4th and 1.
Another 4th and 1. Here we go.
Looks like we got a little bit of our camera back. HDMI troubles. Apologize. There's a big 4th down here for the Blackhawk defense. They've already had a stop as a defense in total on the last GEHLEN drive. Can they really steal the hard hat player or the plays of the game here? The handoff, Pearson to the outside, rushes forward, Leary tackles, but it'll be a first down for the Jays with 3:44 left to go in the contest.
A little bit of a fake out there. They all thought it was coming up the middle, but pumped it to the outside.
That's a great play, too. No one on the outside to tackle Pearson. He's going to stumble forward for good amount of yardage. And I think in this game, last year they ran, Pearson had about 120 yards rushing. He's going to be close to that after this one. McCarty, deep ball to the end zone, tip, and it's intercepted. What a play in the back of the end zone.
Nice catch by Cole Friesen.
Cole Friesen with a nice interception there. And that is perfect in the legal guarding position. No hanky on the field there. Well, that's a box out in basketball, and he comes down with the interception.
Well, just wait a second. Nope, no flag. All right. Sorry, that's the homer coming out me again.
But a nice play there, and that pretty much can be a possible nail in the coffin there, depending on what Hinton does offensively. A big play there by Friesen, and that stalls any hope that the Jays had offensively. Had a nice drive going. Honestly, McCarty, that's a good ball.
That is.
You trust your receiver to go up and make a catch. That's just a better play defensively by Friesen, and they make the interception. Could be a ceiling play there. Hinton comes up to the line. They'll be set at the 20-yard line. 3:29 left to go. Still with 3 timeouts do the Jays have. It'll be heavy run here. Anderson will take the snap and will hand off. Friesen gets the ball and fall forward and gain about 3 or 4 yards, and here comes the first of the 3 timeouts for the Jays. We'll take one at 3:24. You know what? We'll take one with them. I'm a little tired, a little parched. Get some H2O on me. 3:24 left to go in the fourth quarter. The Blackhawks lead 14-0 here on Metro Sports Television.
H2O for You is your water store. H2O for You is the solution for cleaner dishes, clothes, showers, and tubs, and water that tastes fantastic. Your water store will even test your family's water for free. And all of our equipment comes with free basic installation. Having issues with your current water system? Your water store services most brands. Have the clean, soft, great-tasting water your family deserves. Go to softwater.com or call 258-SOFT today.
I don't know how this. Back here on Metro Sports is 3:24 left. We just saw the interception in the back of the end zone to nullify a touchdown, and the first touchdown for the Jays in the 2024 season. But so far, the Hinton defense, when they need to make a play, has made a play.
And that's one of the things that I was kind of looking forward to coming into this year. The defense is a little bit more seasoned, as we'll say, from last year. And they had a pretty solid defense last year. If you score points on Hinton, it's probably, you should remember it, because they got a pretty good defense. The issue that they're having right now is just a lot of sloppy plays, which that's going to get cleaned up next week. I have faith that they'll get that all taken care of.
And definitely a good opener for the Blackhawks so far as Anderson takes this, runs to the outside. Anderson's got a lot of green. Anderson could go. Tackled, and guess who? The only guy that can catch him on the field, and that'll be Pearson making a touchdown-saving tackle on Anderson again. Tell you what, they might need to swap jerseys after this one, because it's been going mano-y-mano. Pearson's made 2 touchdown-saving tackles on Anderson. It seemed like it's gone vice versa as well. A big gain there of 20-plus yards, and that'll start to chew the clock. And Gehlen won't use a timeout here on this one. The first down, they're on positive side of the field at the 40-yard line. A big run there by Anderson. He's just been waiting to break one free.
Oh.
And one will be handoff Lake back into the contest on offense, and he'll run it forward for about 4 yards, and I believe the clock will still run, so Gehlen still with 2 timeouts.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to get it into a third down so they can use that next one, because they don't want to try to use all of them now and burn them, then they're in trouble.
You got to be strategic, especially with only 2 timeouts left to go. Just tough when you see that clock ticking and you're down by 2 scores. You need 2 possessions. You had a nice drive going last drive, but ended in the interception, and both teams are even as far as turnovers are now. Hinton with a 14-point lead, 2:35 left to go. Anderson keeps it again, goes up the middle. Anderson with some room, and will have a first down. Nice run there by Gabe Anderson. And his athleticism is definitely shown in this later second quarter and all into the second half.
And to your point there, you can see why he got recruited to a D1 school. It's because of his athleticism, and Hinton's going to probably try to ride that a lot this year.
I would assume so. Also, we talked about it before, looking even at depth charts. Hinton's depth chart takes up 2 full pages.
Yep.
Galen's depth chart takes up 1 page. You got guys that have been in the game. They're wearing on the defensive line. Holes are opening up now more in the second half as we expected them to. And they're just kind of waiting on that line. That's a snap and a fumble and taken right away. Great play defensively by the Jays. Falling on that one is Eddie Veningas. And the Jays get the ball back. That's a blessing they needed right there.
Yeah, once again, sloppy plays are just, taking it out of there. But, at this point, you still have your defense. Your defense guy has gotten you 2 big stops, but you have to keep them off the field for a little bit there. So back to leaning on the defense again.
Defense too. I know obviously the Blackhawks want to play for a win. They want to play for a shutout too. Shutting out a really good Gehlen team 2 straight years would be a huge accomplishment. McCarty back to pass, throwing over the middle.
Oh, picked by Jack Dedeker.
And Dedeker takes it back and will have a first down for the Blackhawks. And he sniffed out that one right away, and he had a better view on that one than we did in the booth. And right place, right time by Dedeker. Good play on the ball. First down Hinton. We just talked about turning the ball over and being even on the turnover margin. Gehlen went up 1 with that interception. We are now leveled off again. Hinton gets the ball back. 1:49, 2 timeouts for Gehlen. This one can pretty much be put on ice.
And that's exactly what you want to see out of your defense. You bounce right back, get the ball back, and then and just run out the clock. Sorry, I got a little excited there.
Oh, it's all right. And hey, you knew the pronunciation of the last name. I don't know how you knew that.
Yeah,
so
it was weird.
Hinton now starts offensively at the 36-yard line. And this will be 3 straight runs here, you hope. This one will be a handoff off the middle.
Yeah.
And falling forward, trying to strip for the ball are the Jays. But Friesen falls forward for
comes a timeout.
some yards. Will be 1 timeout left to go, 1:44. I've seen some crazier things happen, but just the way that the plays have fallen for the Jays today, it's that I don't want to be really advantageous, but the clock is ticking for the Jays, and we'll see how, if they have another stop in them defensively, it'll be a 2nd down and 6 off the timeout. We'll take a quick 30 with them and be back with the conclusion of this one on Metro Sports Television.
When you add up all the Wi-Fi connected devices in your home these days, you'll be surprised at how many there are and how much bandwidth they're using. Do the math. It just may add up to needing faster Wi-Fi. Premier Communications has you covered with reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig. Keep everything connected with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call at 1-800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking at.
Stick around with this one. 1:44 to go, and we'll have the Baumgars post-game show along with our Wall of Fame player of the game and our Modern Builders hard hat player, or plays, we'll see, of the game. Stick with us. Baumgars post-game show here on Metro Sports on YouTube, Twitter, and on Siouxland Proud. Anderson looking to squeak one free. He will fall forward for a 1st down, and that will pretty much do it for this contest.
Yep, just going to see
downs.
Victory formation here, a couple of kneel downs, and then, good thing to take away from this is you made a lot of mistakes on, offense and defensive side of the ball for the Blackhawks, but you're going to walk away with a win.
And that's all that matters when it's said and done. It doesn't matter if it's sloppy or clean. A W is what you ordered. A W is what you got. And it'll be victory formation, it looks like, here for Hinton. As I don't see GEHLEN taking their last time out. But they will run the football. And getting a 1st down and much more, bouncing to the outside.
Full Friesen.
Friesen's on his feet, and he's in.
Touchdown.
21-0. That one, a nice run by Friesen. We thought they would run the clock out, but Friesen takes it, bounces to the outside, and has a reservation for 6 with just over 62 ticks left in this one.
Well, in all fairness, it probably was just supposed to run the clock out, but he got a little loose there and decided he wanted to keep going.
He kept running and had reservations for 6. A third different Blackhawk to score. Leary, Lake, and Friesen now. And with the pending extra point, that is up. This one a lot lower than the ones before, but still driven
good.
Straight through. It makes the score 21-0. More scoring than we've seen in the contest last year, but it just seems like the Hinton team did exactly what they did last year. War on the defense of GEHLEN, and just they're too big of a school, too powerful of a school to kind of play a long, drag-it-out 4-quarter game. And GEHLEN's a good team. GEHLEN's going to see a lot of matchups that they are going to lick their chops with early and late on in the season, especially when they get into matchup play against a team in their
Yeah, when they get into their district, they're going to be way better than I thought that they might have been this year, just based off of last year too. But they got 2 potential, all district and could possibly be state in Class A with that running back and quarterback combo.
Yeah, and especially the way that they play, and you flop it to the other side on defense. McCarty's made a decent amount, if not most of a lot of the tackles we've talked about. Their defensive line has stepped up and played some good minutes when they needed to, and it just kind of, once the first touchdown went over, the floodgates started to leak, and later into the game when the turnover started to pile up, the floodgates really kind of opened, in the team with a little bit more experience, a little bit more size, and then being up in class is able to kind of widen the margin, and that's where we sit it right now. And, you might look at the score tomorrow or in the next week and go 21-0. It must have been a complete domination. This game was not by any means dominated by Hinton.
They didn't really get put away here until very late.
That kick end over end, it will go back nearing the end zone. And taking it out is
great tackle.
Great tackle. Oh my goodness. They're playing good ball now. Pearson had a lane and was swallowed up immediately.
Now we might start seeing some of the backups coming in here. Main deal is you want to keep all your starters healthy. You have next week, especially against Western Christian, that's no joke. They are going to come in here and they're going to try to do about the same thing that Gehlen's doing, except they might have a little bit more success. They have a really good senior quarterback, and their running back is just straight north and south.
57 ticks left to go in this one. And Gehlen going to still fighting for pride here. Handoff will go to Pearson. He'll still fight forward for some yards, and the clock will tick. And Gehlen will still hold on to that last time out. Gain of 5 on the play. Been, again, very impressed with what we've seen from last year to this year for both teams. Defensively for Hinton, they've gotten better and more mature. Offensively for Gehlen, this defense as of right now has shut you out, but there are a lot of pieces to build on as the season goes on. You kind of need a game like this to kind of get going because the scrimmage doesn't quite do it for you. This team's going to be really good as it goes on, as a run up the middle by Gehlen might close this one out. No timeouts. As the final ticks come off on this one, Hinton opens the 2024 season with a victory here on Metro Sports as they win this contest 21-0 over the Gehlen Catholic Jays. We will go to a quick break and be back with our Baumgars postgame show right after this on Metro Sports Television.
Up to your neck and trying to swim through confusing insurance policy choices? Well, before you drown in coverage you don't need, contact Allstate agent Ryan Stussy. Ryan will help you assess your immediate and also long-term needs so you can clearly choose options catered to your home, personal property, or financial future. Contact Ryan and review your coverage today. 605-377-6776. Don't drown in coverage that you don't need. Stay afloat with Allstate agent Ryan Stussy. 605-377-6776.
Back here with the Baumgars post-game show. Mitch McCumber joined alongside me, Seth Dedeker, and had an interception. Yep. Dedeker had an interception. Well, we'll get right into the game here. Started off 7-0 with a touchdown pass from Anderson to Leary in the corner. No scoring after that. Going to the second half at a score of 7-0. Open up the second half. Brogan Lake with a 19-yard touchdown run. And then just recently here, a run to the outside of about 20 yards by Friesen to cap off a 21-0 performance by the Blackhawks. We'll start with our Modern Builders hard hat. Usually it's a player of the game, Seth. I think we're going with the play.
We're going with the play of the game here on this one, that fourth down stop. That's the one that I had in my mind.
Absolutely. Fourth down stop was huge and critical for this team. And then we'll go to the Wall of Fame player of the game. And I think it's definitely both sides, offense and defense. Even went out with a cramp because he did everything for his team there and got him the W, scored the second touchdown. And this Brogan Lake is our player of the game.
I'm right there with you, especially on that. Just playing both sides of the ball. He is one of the key cogs of the Blackhawks, so as long as he can stay healthy, stay on the field, I can see the Blackhawks making a big run there in District 1.
And they start off the season with a 1-0 victory. As we wrap up our coverage here on YouTube, make sure you go to KCAU 9 tonight to catch all the highlights from today's game, the game that's going on currently in Spirit Lake, and then the games tomorrow as well. Enjoy your holiday weekend from I'm Mitch McCumber. From Seth Dedeker, Riley Lillenquist, up in the camera area, Logan Click, Bryce Click, and Cole Conlon. We will see you next time here at Hinton High School.